All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the workshop. All right, just want to do a short one here today and have a closer look at the concept of balance and just help clear up maybe for anybody who's not sort of familiar about the scientific aspect of this. Because you got to remember this language of the ancients, that it was very scientific, okay, very clinical. Maybe a bit hard to understand at first. It certainly was for me, but when you realize how closely connected it is to science, in the core concepts of what powers life, you realize that there's at least really no doubt that our ancient people had worked out the world to a great extent of what we have today. We're far, obviously much further in front, but they still knew of these concepts. So, and it would be hard to us to know exactly to what extent they understood them and employed them for their own benefit. All right, now high school chemistry is this, right? Basically, very simply, we have the particles, and they have a positive or a negative charge. They carry electrons that we believe circle around here, much like a solar system pattern here. Again, shapes repeating in nature. Um, these electrons, okay, they have these shells of electrons. The first shell around can carry two, and the oxygen has a full two, so it has a second shell which can carry now 8 electrons, but it actually only has 6. And then you have these hydrogen particles which have just one shell of electrons, and in fact just one electron. One of these belongs to the hydrogen. So oxygen can accept 2 electrons, and hydrogen's looking for an extra electron so it can balance its shell, and oxygen wants to balance its shell, so they come together and they join and they bond, and that's basically how you get your water particle. Okay, so they create balance. You have an imbalanced charge here and an imbalanced charge here, and they join up, they share, and it's like a symbiotic relationship. They each have something that the other needs, and they come together. Okay, particles that can't share, right, they won't mix together, right, because their electrical charges don't match. Right, now, with our letter E, our capital E is the one we need to focus on, because this is the true original style of representation for this concept. So the top line, the horizontal line, is the positive terminal, or the positive concept, positive charge. The bottom is the negative charge, and the middle is the neutral position, or the balanced state. Once a positive and negative have come together, joined together, you now have a neutral condition or a balanced condition. So there it is, right there in the shape. And now if we were to push that over on its side, donk, and remove the black line out of the side, head over to Egypt, we will find our balance concept in the inorganic context right there. There's different symbols for balance in the organic reference. This one refers to everything that's not alive, okay? But it's certainly inorganic matter forms bonds and balances just the same that organic things do. Okay, in the glyphs you would see them use the groupings of 1, 2, or 3 of the same symbol. And if it was just a single symbol, it was just the concept here. This one means connection, this flag post here. They'll have been told that it means God, but I really don't think so. Don't think we spoke in these terms. But anyway, 1 is the concept connection, 2 of them is concept imbalanced connection, and 3 of them is balanced connection. Okay, and then this symbol here means restores life, and it basically says balanced connection restores life. Balanced connections restores life. Now, other representations, you'll see it through all cultures, through all ages and times, all over the world. Here's Poseidon. He has the trident, 3 positions here, positive, negative, and the neutral. He has another one on his arm here, which is like a reverse representation, and all I would need to do is cut off right there that line, and I would have a capital E shape right there. And of course, anyway, flip this on its side, we have a capital E shape right there. So this is where it all comes from, guys. This is the root of it. Every time you see groupings of 3, that's what it's referring to, that scientific electrical concept of positive and negative creating balanced cycles of energy. So now with the good guy has his trident with 3 spikes, well, so too does the bad guy have his trident with 3 spikes, because, well, you need to have a duality. Well, there is a duality whether you like it or not. That's just how it is. 3 spikes, right? The evil, the bad, the negative carries the potential for balance. The positive carries the potential for balance. Okay, this is what the symbology means. It's not as complicated or as detailed as what we like to look into it. Things are much simpler. And that's good, because it means that it's easier to understand for everybody. You could go way in depth into constellations and numerology and astrology and all sorts of focused study, but in the end, really all of it just amounts to a very simple concept, okay? And that's how we communicate it effectively. It was easy for everybody to understand. All right, this is from Armenia. This is a very old tablet. I haven't dated it yet. It was just sent to me recently by a good friend that I just met. Ben, thank you very much for sharing some awesome information with me. This is obviously pairs of birds here, the owls, the representation of wisdom, or knowing. Seeing is believing. And these lines on the ground, which are likely representative of connection to Earth, in that they're lying around on the ground so much, because we saw the attributes of the animals and what defined that animal and made it special in the way it acted and behaved, and that we correlated that with these concepts of which we wish to manifest and that we were interested in. Okay, so here she brings balance to, she's the neutral, she's the third. Okay, you can see the feathering and the bird's legs. This is again straight through from Egyptian style of representation, and really globally, the feathers and the birds. It's in, North American, it's everywhere. Okay, so this is my concept. It's just that this is the threads of the original human agreement on concepts. She's holding this symbol here. This is the symbol from Egypt. This is the all. This is the everything, the universe, the cycle of life, and the, oh dear, inorganic energy and matter. And she's holding one in each hand. This one looks like was attempted to be scrubbed off. That wouldn't surprise me. They failed. We've still got we can still see what's going on there. Okay, so there we go. Carrying through from Egypt right through up to Armenia, there is the same symbolism. And many people will say it's the sun, but it does not work with the rest of the language code. This is a cycle, and this is inorganic matter, organic and inorganic. All right, let's go to the ascension. This is Jesus. So some Christian symbology. The 2 angels. You see the circles, the cycles of life, representation around all these heads here. 3 sets of threes over on the side here, sets of 3s, and the trees, sets of 3s. This is all a representation of balance. This she's got 3 crosses here, bang, bang, bang. I think that's a female there by the look of it, yes. And Perhaps all three are. But anyway, yeah. And of course, these symbols are likely the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost. I would imagine in some respects. And it looks like that right up there. You won't be able to see it, but it looks like it's a three turned up on its side, like the Egyptian three, but with rounded stylized edges. Okay, so it's all there. And again, here we go. The third eye concept, third eye chakra, the two eyes, the positive and the negative, and the neutral bonded position. Okay, so there it is, guys. I could go on and on and on, pulling out examples, but you, it's fairly clear that there was a consistent use of three in reference to balance throughout history, throughout the ages. All right, guys. Hope you liked that one. If you did, click like, hit the subscribe button. Doesn't take anything to do it. Don't have to be a member or anything. Just click it and share it around with everyone you think who might be interested, even if you think they're not interested. Okay, this is new information and new ways, new perspectives to try and get us back to how I believe we used to be as a species. I think we were unified and we worked together and helped each other out. All right, guys. Thanks again for dropping in. I'll talk to you again soon. See ya.